marketing, but you're a player as well.
Yeah.
And if you are looking for a Broadway caliber show, something that you can only see in the big city, but staged up here in the North Country among the pines and the moose, the Weathervane Theatre is the place to go.
Absolutely.
So you guys are winding down your fall season right now with a couple of big musical numbers that are just about done. So if you want to get in on these, see them now. And those are Guys and Dolls and Mamma Mia. How have those shows been going?
Fabulous.
Yeah.
They're great. I mean, I'm in both of them right now. It's been really fun because they're so different. So they both offer, different people come to the shows.
Yeah.
It's very different energies every night. It's been great. They're both shows I've never done before, and I've been wanting to do both of them. I love both of them dearly, and to be able to do both of them alternating has been a dream come true, for sure.
And like Mamma Mia is a straight up concert, basically. Like people are there to have a good time.
Yes.
They will visit our East Lobby bar and make sure they have a nice beverage and sing not one but 22 of ABBA's best hits. And then we have Guys and Dolls, which I think probably everyone has at least heard of Guys and Dolls. It is like the classic musical comedy. When you think of musical theater, you think of pinstripe suits, you think of dice, and you think Luck Be a Lady.
Yes.
But Luck Be a Lady because we have dancing queens and Guys and Dolls all
Yes.
at the same time.
Wow.
But our Guys and Dolls is a little bit different. It's got a little bit of a fresher take on it, but it's still the classic. It is still, we even got it down by like 10 minutes without cutting anything too major. So we know shorter spans or attention spans are a little shorter these days, so we've honored that. But you can join us at the Weathervane this weekend. Guys and Dolls closes Sunday. Mamma Mia closes on Saturday. So bring your best selves and have a grand old time at the Weathervane.
So you keep it moving, high energy, the energy stays up, and people are having a good time throughout.
Totally.
One of the shows that I'm really excited for, I believe it debuts, we're recording this on a Thursday, I think it opens on a Wednesday. It's called Primary, and this is original to the Weathervane, and it's so appropriate for New Hampshire.
Yes. So Primary first started last year. It was, it's commissioned by the Weathervane. So it's Weathervane's first commissioned piece, which means that we've hired a playwright to create a piece of theater specifically for the Weathervane community and a specifically New Hampshire piece of theater. It's really a love letter to New Hampshire. Like, think about everything you love about the Granite State. You're gonna see it reflected in this piece of theater, but it's a comedy. It's about New Hampshire politics. It's about, the primary. And when Kelly, who is our playwright, originally was writing the piece last year, she had no idea that there would be talk about moving the primary, or the first primary for the presidential race out of New Hampshire. So the play it's a breathing thing. She is constantly adapting it, constantly changing it. We had a reading of it last fall. Then in the winter, we did a New York City industry reading, which starred Tony and Emmy winner Deborah Monk, and now it's coming here to the Weathervane. So it's continuing to change. I'm sure right now, actually they are rehearsing as we speak, that Kelly is at a table with all of them. They are talking about their characters, and I'm sure things are changing. I even heard them yesterday, one of our actors, because we have 2 New Hampshire locals in the piece, and he's like, we don't say Mount Washington Railroad, we call it the Cog. And she's like, well, then we're gonna call it the Cog. So you will, if you want to see something that just reminds you of home and pays homage to a place you love so much, and maybe you want to laugh, and then you definitely want to come check out Primary. We're also going to offer Q&As with the playwright and the director after the first 3 performances, so Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday morning we have a school matinee as well. You should definitely come and see a little piece of theater magic.
Great topic. This topic has deserved a play for so long. A little synopsis, it says, dwindling town residents in a northern New Hampshire community are thrilled when a new family moves in, thus ensuring their famed midnight primary can continue. This sounds like Dixville Notch, a fellow community in Coos County, was famed for having their midnight primary elections, and I know their numbers have dwindled since the Balsams Hotel closed down, so it sounds like this is kind of a play on that. But it's such a fascinating scene when you have the national spotlight on these little tiny New Hampshire towns and the dynamic that plays out. So this is exciting. I can't wait to see it. So if people want tickets for this play, how do they go about reserving their seats for the Weathervane?
They can go to weathervanenh.org, and we have tickets available on our website 24/7. You can call our box office at 603-837-9322, or if you happen to be in the North Country, maybe you're a guest at the Mountain View Grand Resort and Spa, you can come visit our box office, which is 389 Lancaster Road, right on Route 3.
And I was in that vicinity yesterday. The foliage is just blooming. It is
so
gorgeous.
Stunning.
But the seasons will be changing very soon from fall to winter.
Yes.
The Weathervane is thriving. You guys are expanding your offerings, including a winter season this year, and some great new shows, including the Winter Wonderettes and Who's Holiday. So who's going to tell me about those?
Yes. Well, I'll start with Who's Holiday.
Okay.
Who's Holiday is a one-woman show. And if you remember Cindy Lou Who from How the
We
Grinch
do.
Stole
She's so
Christmas,
cute and
so
innocent.
cute. But now she's all grown up and she lives in a trailer park.
Oh, no.
And it's a hilarious comedy. It's definitely not for the whole family, so leave those kiddos at home. But yeah, it's definitely a thrilling comedy piece of. It's exciting that this is something that we get to debut as one of the featured shows in the new, winter season. And I think the North Country will be talking about this one because it's definitely a little raunchy and silly,
Oh,
but
gee, you'll never
definitely
look
good
at
times.
Cindy Lou Who the same way again.
And it's all in rhyming couplets, like a Dr. Seuss book.
No kidding.
Just R-rated.
Ooh, okay. R-rated
tickets are
Dr.
going back
Seuss
for that one.
coming to Whitefield and more. We have more information on. You can see these plays in a few different places this winter. And tell me about the Winter Wonderettes. What's that show going to be like?
So last year we had the Marvelous Wonderettes at the Weathervane, and it did so well that we brought it back for its sequel, which is the Winter Wonderettes. That show, we have a lot of 60s classic styled holiday tunes that everyone knows, like Santa's Coming to Town and Jingle Bell Rock and Oh Christmas Tree, songs like that. So it's definitely the family show.
Okay.
For sure.
So everyone can come to that one. It's about 4 ladies who are basically on a journey of friendship. And we talk about topics like, there's one character that's pregnant and kind of about it's not completely about that, but
Friendships evolve and change,
Yeah.
Right,
and
exactly.
through the
It's
years,
complicated.
things like
right.
that, just growing through life and the friendships that how that progresses through life for them.
but such fun
yeah.
music too,
Yes.
lots of dancing and
Yeah.
just
Lots of dancing.
it's just very heartfelt and
Yeah. Right.
it's exciting to do.
Yes.
This is our we debuted the fall season in 2020, and now we get to debut the winter season
know,
as well,
isn't
which
that
is really
amazing?
fun.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
fun fact, so, Winter Wonderettes has lots of 60s takes on the Christmas classic songs.
Yep.
And my personal favorite, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. That's my favorite Christmas
Yes.
song. But Jewell and Nicole were both in our production of Little Shop of Horrors in 2020, where they were also singing songs in the styles of 60s girl groups. So they're just destined to harmonize in 60s style.
Yes.
It's our thing. It's our
It's our
thing.
thing.
Did you ever feel like you were born too late? Like you missed
Listen,
you missed your
clearly
decade?
we were. I hadn't thought of it until we got thrown into these seasons, but I guess that's just the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Summer, spring, winter, or fall. You
Listen.
are there for all of the harmonizing.
We are.
But it's I love watching those kinds of shows because, well, one, you don't have to think too hard.
Right.
Like, you just sit there and they're going to do all of the work, and it's a lot of work, trust me. They do a fabulous job, and they're just going to sit there and entertain you, and you're just going to sing because you're going to know every single song. And we cover multiple holidays. It's not just Christmas.
Right.
There may be some fun snowflake costumes involved. Who knows? You have to buy a
Maybe
ticket
some
and
audience
come see.
participation.
Who
Don't sit
knows?
too close.
Or sit real close.
Yes. Depending on your style, whatever you like. But
Yeah.
This sounds like a lot of fun, and new this year or this winter. Not only do you have the opportunity to see it here in the North Country at the Weathervane Theatre in Whitefield, but you're going to be performing in a few other spots as well, right?
Yes. So you can come to the Weathervane and have your typical theater experience. Once again, our bar will be open. We'll maybe even have some holiday drinks, some hot chocolate, have a good time. Maybe you want a dinner and a show option. Well, we are partnering with the Mountain View Grand Resort and Spa, which is just right down the street. And those performances, it's a dinner theater. So you also get a 3-course meal,
Whoa.
which is made by the Mountain View Grand. And if you've ever eaten there, that food is good. So that is another option. Maybe you're not in the North Country and you're in the Boston area, well, then you can come see us at the Plymouth Memorial Hall. Those shows are hosted by Improper Bostonian Shows, and that's going to be another more traditional theatrical setting, but a little bit closer to public transit, like Nicole's family.
Yes, coming from Michigan to Boston, a lot easier to fly right in. See a show in Plymouth, no big deal.
And Plymouth, just to be totally clear, Plymouth, Massachusetts, not Plymouth, New Hampshire,
Yes.
because we do have a Plymouth up here. I used to work at I used to work in Salem, New Hampshire, and every once in a while
Salem, Massachusetts,
you'd get someone coming up and say, where are the witches? And you'd be like, oh,
way.
you followed the wrong sign. You're in Salem, New Hampshire. So, well, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
And I hope to be up there this winter, catch one of those winter shows.
Yes.
Dinner and a show, that sounds pretty good.
Yes,
And
get
it
your
runs
ticket.
the week of December 10th
All right.
through the 17th.
And finally, again, the website for buying tickets and more information.
WeathervaneNH.org.
You've done that before.
Once or twice.
Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank
This
you.
is Outside.